Hello everyone, my name is Alexis and welcome to your yoga ritual for shame. If you are struggling with feelings of shame, with feelings of who do you think you are and I'll never be good enough, this is the class for you. And as we move through the poses in this short class, I want you to frame this class as a moving meditation in your mind. So we're going to begin in a comfortable seated position, and I want you to bring one hand to your heart center right over your sternum, and your other hand to your solar plexus chakra, which is right beneath the ribs and above the belly button. Now, every chakra has what's known as a demon or a weakness or something that chakra struggles with a little bit more. And in the solar plexus, it's shame. The solar plexus is focused on our ability to get shit done. It's our willpower, it's our motivation. And the main thing that can prevent us from moving through what we need to move through, doing what we need to do, is shame. This feeling of you're not good enough, or who do you think you are? Now, Brené Brown, of course, she is the master of shame. She has studied it for decades, and she says that shame, all of us have shame. Every single person experiences shame. And shame thrives in environments that have judgment, secrecy, and silence. Our shame thrives when we don't talk about it, when we act like we don't have it, and when we judge ourselves for having it. But the very basic thing of shame is that we all have it. Every single one of us struggles with it, no matter what. And shame is eradicated by empathy. And empathy isn't experiencing the same thing as someone, it is being able to connect to the emotions that they are feeling. So in this class, what we're going to do is move through different yoga poses centered around the heart chakra and the solar plexus to open up those emotional centers and ask ourselves some questions that will allow us to tap into our own empathy and create tools so that we can seek out empathy from other people and make sure that we're not creating a system of judgment and secrecy and silence for shame to thrive in. So as you're sitting here, take a quick moment and just feel in your body. What does shame feel like? Where do you feel it in your body? Do you feel it in tension in your shoulders, tightness in your hips, slackness in your core? Where do you feel it? And then take a deep breath in and let it out. Again, acknowledge where you feel that shame in your body. Take a deep breath in directly to that area and exhale it out. Let it go. Go ahead and open your eyes. Bring your left hand to your right knee and twist gently to the right. Oftentimes you'll see a detox yoga class that focuses on twists, because twists can help us wring out not just our physical body, but also our emotions, also our feelings. So often our feelings can get centered here in our torso. So as you're hearing these twists, I just want to gently remind you that we can't control what other people think of us, no matter what we do. I wish that was different often. But the only thing that we can control is ourselves and how we react and what we do. We can't control what other people do. We can't control what other people think of us. Go ahead and just switch sides. Bring that right hand to your left knee to twist to the left. And in this twist, I want you to think on what triggered your shame. Be gentle with yourself here. Take deep breaths, but I want you to name what event, statement, thought triggered my shame that I'm feeling right now. And just like we did in the previous pose where you were breathing in and out into that area where you felt shame, as you think about what triggered your shame, breathe in deeply And then exhale it out and imagine letting whatever that trigger was go. Beautiful. Come back to center. If you were seated up on a prop, you can move it aside. And we're going to come into hands and knees. And we'll just set yourself up like always here. Shoulders over wrists, hips over knees, engage through your core. And then we'll just move through a couple cat-cows here. Breathe deeply. And as you move through these cat-cows, I want you to imagine that you're sort of fleshing out whatever that trigger was and wherever you feel shame in your body. And examine what messages or expectations are driving your shame. Look at that trigger. What part of your reaction to that trigger drove how you feel shame now? And you don't need to judge yourself. Don't judge yourself here in this moment. You're just naming it. You're just figuring out what it is. Figuring out what expectation do you feel, or what message have you received that caused you to feel shame. Beautiful. Come back to a straight spine, and we're going to come into a series of sunbird switches. So you're just going to lift opposite arm and leg, bring them back down to tabletop, and lift the other opposite arm and leg, and lower them down. So lifting left arm, right leg, lower down, lifting right arm, left leg, lower down, and just continue like that. Keep your core engaged. And whatever that message or expectation was that was part of that triggering event that led you to feel shame, now, as you're engaging your core, you're activating your internal fire, I want you to ask yourself, is that message or those expectations realistic? So often our shame comes from feeling like we've let someone down, feeling like we're not enough, feeling like we disappointed someone. But really, is that a realistic expectation? And is that what you yourself really want? You don't need to come up with an answer now, but keep that in your mind. Come back to your tabletop, and we're just going to come into a quick plank pose. You can hold a full plank, you can keep your knees down, or you can even stay in tabletop and make it the most active tabletop you can. Press the hands into the mat, engage the core, lift through the shoulders. And here in this powerful pose, press yourself back into downward dog, walk it out. Breathe. Who can you reach out to for empathy? Walk your feet forward into a forward fold. Let yourself sway side to side. Empathy can be found in a lot of places. Family, friends. It can also be found in a pet or even just someone you've met on the internet. Lower your bum down to the mat. Roll yourself onto your back and hug your knees into your chest. Keep in mind that place you can seek out for empathy, whether it's a friend, a family member, a community online. Remembering that empathy and connection kill shame. But also while you're here, holding your knees to your chest, sort of giving yourself a hug, maybe rocking side to side, ask yourself, what would you want to hear from someone to help eradicate your shame? What would you want to hear that would trigger to you that someone understood you, someone was empathizing with you? Let your legs go long. We're going to come into a Shavasana. Set yourself up, feet as wide as the mat, arms by your sides, shimmy the shoulders away from the ears. Take a deep breath in, and whatever it is that you would want to hear from someone else, know that they empathize with you. As you exhale, say that out loud to yourself. Take another breath in, exhale it out, and say whatever that statement is of empathy, say it one more time out loud. And then here in your Shavasana, close your eyes. Let go of control over your body and your breath and your mind and your heart. And in this Shavasana, if you catch the shame spiral, if you catch your mind attempting to spiral down into a shame spiral, see if you can pause and repeat back that statement of empathy that you would want to hear to yourself again. Continue to breathe. And wherever your mind goes, offer yourself grace. You are welcome to come back to this class whenever you need it. And hopefully, as you continue to do this class and practice it over and over again, you can spend more time in the poses and movements that you need. Sometimes it takes us a little while to understand what triggered our shame, or why it was triggered in the first place, what expectations or messages we were intaking or we believe that caused us to feel shame. Begin to make small movements with your limbs, and then hug your knees into the chest and give yourself another big hug. Bring yourself back up to seated position, and know that this ritual is always here to support you. Take another deep breath in through the nose, and on the exhale, let go of your shame. On your next breath in, lift the arms up overhead, and exhale, pull the hands down to your heart, your source of love and compassion and empathy. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. If you liked this yoga ritual, be sure to give it a thumbs up. I will link the rest of my yoga rituals in the description box below. Don't forget to subscribe. There's more yoga coming your way every Thursday. And until next time, have a lovely rest of your day. Bye for now.